What's going on, guys? So I felt the need to do a supplemental to the turn signal relocation video I did, or just finished up. Probably I'll add this to the end of that one, but in the end of the previous video I said that I'm just going to leave just the reflector light on here for the license plate and not worry about the other stuff. Well, what I found out after further testing was I have no rear hazards when you turn the bike off and turn the hazards on. The serial lights, bag blades, and the panel fillers, they don't light up. They don't do that. So by removing those turn signals and not wiring this all the way up, I lost hazards, right? So bugged me all night. I was just gonna leave it, go on my ride. Went up to get my ride and I'm like, I can't do it. It feels unfinished. So the anal retentive part of me decided that I had to fix it. So in I come, raise it all back up, rip everything off, start running it. Found a good way to run it. What I did was, I got a picture that I took with my phone, I'll put up here as I'm talking to show you, but I redid the wires a little bit more on the back of the plate, and then I added some sheathing, right? Little protector going across here. I bought this on Amazon for like 12 bucks, that's 1/4 inch. And I ran that through and then took some 3M tape, cleaned the inside of the fender on that side real good. Took some 3M tape and taped that to the side of the fender, but also hooked those little clips inside of there. So it kept it real snug and fixed my issue with me worrying about it. You know, I had this vision of this thing dropping on my tire and ripping around and my license plate gets tore off or wires go or my bike breaks down and I fly off the side of the road. It was just comical. So anyway, so I did that, got it all, like, oh, this is awesome, it's gonna work. So I go taking it up, nice line, followed the bag blades, went all the way up, came up the same hole as the bag blades, nice sheathing, and I'll show a picture of that I took too with my phone to show the run that I did. Well, then I hit the wiring. Okay, so as I told you guys before, I bought this Custom Dynamics wiring adapter, right? So it was this cool little thing with all kinds of vampire clips on it and cool little instructions on how these things are supposed to work. And I thought, okay, great, that'll work good. So had my wires laying there, did a test, everything was all good. Start hooking stuff up. All of a sudden my serial lights start ambering out. This worked fine. Serial lights ambered out. And I'm like, what's going on? So they wouldn't work. Turn signals would do these, everything was good there, but these things kept having to fit. And so lots of different troubleshooting, everything else. Well, what I ended up doing, well, let me back up. So this is the wiring diagram that comes with the license plate that's got the LEDs on both sides. There's these two little dual converters there in the center of the line, which is these little guys, and they go in line here, and then this connector that's on there goes across and they vampire clip all up on there, and it's very, very bulky, but it worked, right? So these are little vampire clips. Let's see if I can get a better shot of that. So those little vampire clips. And so it started to work. I'm like, great. Well, then all of a sudden again, it started ambering out. So started chasing grounds, pulled the plate off, make sure I didn't crimp a wire, which I did, tighten this thing down. So if you get this, make sure you don't tighten this down too tight or put some electrical tape in the way on the back of it, because it's very, very sensitive. But anyway, troubleshot all the way down, removed the ground, put the serial in, took the serial out, nothing else but the serial worked great. Added this little thing back in, vomited all over the place. So I got fed up and I said, fine. So I took that adapter and cut that sucker right in the middle, took all the vampire clips up, an old-fashioned wire netted that sucker together, wire to wire, strung it all in, tried it again, same problem. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the problem could be, but something is causing an issue, and I don't know what it was. Tried to figure it out, don't know what it was, but I decided I was gonna get smart since I wanted to do the initial ones back here to go in between there. It didn't work. And I may be able to rewire it later if I think about it, I might, but that was a long run. I'm pretty happy with it. But with the wires up here at the top, you've got two blacks, one for this side and one for this side. And then two reds, same situation on that. And when you plug them back here, and you use those plugs over there, because I thought I was going to get all tricky, it's like an isolated ground, right? Ground. Even though they go back to the same thing, it didn't like it, right? So, but when I got up in this mess, same thing, put the two grounds together to the ground to the clip and wire nutted it, it worked. And I was like, okay, awesome. Then you take one red wire for the left side, you know, or for the right side, goes to the brown, left side goes to the violet. Again, it's a crapshoot. You gotta try one first, one the other, test it, and if you're backwards, flip it, because we don't wanna be that guy, because you're turning right and blinking left, right? So, but anyway, so I did all that, and it worked. So, moral of the story, either this little guy went bad, or Zero and Custom Dynamics electronics don't play well together. So to avoid ripping all this out, trying to find another solution, putting the one back on because I really like the way this looks, I did what I did with the brake wires and dual blacks up to the single ground, one purple, one brown, and I'll show you. So pretty happy. So as we turn it on, get the little blink, you can see no lights, right? There's no run lights. We got the Zero lights, but when I hit the turn signals, I've got the turn signal blinking around the back of this guy. And if we go over here on this side, switch it over, we've got the turn signal blinking on there. So it gives another little aesthetic of a light, you know, red amber kind of combination, which, okay, great. But that's not the big test. The big test is what happens if I break down the side of the road. I'm sorry if I'm making you sick from all this motion, but big lift. So what if I break down the side of the road? Well, crap. All right, well, we know what we have to do. We have to have the bike on. You have to turn your hazards on, right? So before I do it, both hazards are blinking. Then you turn this little guy off. And lo and behold, I have hazard lights. That was the goal for this whole change that I did this morning. But it worked out. I think it looks very nice, my opinion anyway. You guys are welcome to comment and, you know, say anything you want to say. And the other thing I want to notice too, or explain, or not notice, Jesus. One thing I want to bring up is when I had the Custom Dynamics stuff wired in, ooh, look, blinkies. My turn signals on the panel were blinking really fast. These were fine, but the turn signals were blinking really fast. So I tried a bunch of resets and everything else and didn't figure it out. And I'm like, okay, well, screw it. I guess it's just gonna be that way as long as they blink normally. Once I took these little suckers out, it blinks like it's supposed to. Go figure. So, long update short. License plate light wired into this thing, robbing that clip. I may go back and try to use the clips on the other ones and just put the grounds together, but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. There's a lot of work getting up underneath there and it looks really good. At least back there, this is a mess, but that looks good. So that's good, you got those up. Wire it straight to the brake wires and you get turn signals and hazards, which is really all you need. Run lights would be nice. Brake lights would be nice, but if those things are a pain in the butt, I don't want to constantly worry that my lights are going to blow out or have a problem as I'm going down the road. Not a good feel. So other than that, this part I love, absolutely love it. Custom Dynamics, should you guys watch this for some odd reason, you feel like coming down into the lower parts of the pond, figure out a way that you can use the wiring back here, even if it's a little sexy diode adapter or something, that can go inside of this light pocket, or even strap through the little clips on the back, that's weatherproof of course, that stops us from having to do that crap going up there and having that big old bulk. Just a suggestion. Don't know if you guys can do it. I'm sure you've probably tried it. Probably not the first person to say it, but damn. So, and recess this light a little bit better so when those wires are in there, when you put your plate on, it doesn't squish them down and bind them over and run into everything that you try to do, so you gotta take this off 19 times. But other than that, just wanted to give you a quick update, show you why I lost sleep last night, why I didn't go on my ride, but I'm glad. So now it works the way that I wanted and I'm happy with. I got hazards, so cool. All right, thanks guys. Like, subscribe, comments, love to hear your feedback. Better ways, cooler things, different ideas, share it. Hell, I'll try it. Other than that, have a good one.